Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another insanely difficult, insanely unfair boss in the Devourer, and this one is a toughie. If you're struggling with this, hopefully this guide will help you, but honestly the main thing about this boss is getting a team that knows what they're doing, because this boss has a healing mechanic. Now you can do quite good damage to him relatively easy, but a little ways into the fight he's going to go immune and he's going to drop some machines on the floor, and those machines will heal him. You have to take them all down as soon as possible, or he could potentially get all his health back and all of his shield, and you'll be back to square one. So this boss is very weak to electric, so we're going to utilize that, but also as well you need some toxin resistance, you need some poison resistance, which we'll show with enhancing modules. This isn't even a maybe not, you need this or you lose. It's as simple as that. So when I did Dead Bride, which I have a guide for as well, I hit a very big wall and I could not get past, and I got lucky with a team. However, if I didn't get that team, I'd have been on this for a very long time. Devourer is even more reliant on teammates who know what they're doing, because if you don't do the right things when the machines drop, you will just be back to square one, like I said. So you need to be able to get lucky with a team. Doing this solo, not really the best choice in my opinion. I tried it solo, but the boss just launches so much attacks at you so often that it's very hard to do any of the mechanics. And the problem is that even with the extra toxin resistance that I've put on my character, I was still taking a lot of damage, because the boss just kind of frenzies onto one person and just keeps blasting them. And if you're a solo player, you ain't going to do it. Not at the same level as the boss anyway. Obviously when you're higher level it'll be pretty easy, but don't try this solo. You just got to keep going into public, keep farming it, and hopefully get a good team. So let's talk about prep and what you should be doing. First and foremost, there are a couple of descendants that I think you should try to use. If you have Lepic with the Nerve Infiltration Transcendant mod, this basically changes his overclock to inflict weaken regeneration instead. All regeneration of any kind is reduced by 50%. Now I have heard that this works on the boss, but I haven't tried it myself personally, so I can only advise you if it does. It might not work, I don't know, I haven't tried it, but apparently it works. Secondly, I would go with Ajax. Ajax is a defensive powerhouse, and there are parts of the game where you need to kill these health regenerations and the boss drops mortars on top of you, and if you have Ajax you can just pop one of the shields and stand inside it, which makes things a hell of a lot easier. Then for damage, there's only one choice, and that's Bunny. Bunny, electric type, the boss is weak to electric and has really good moves for this fight specifically. Maximum power is a beam that you fire out. If you have increased skill power and also as well being able to have it last longer, you're going to be able to do a lot of damage to the boss on a single target, but also as well the machines that you can shoot, this will take down a lot of health very quickly on it. So if you have multiple bunnies, you should all be going to one of the machines each and using your maximum power. Other than that, you have the lightning emission, which is basically it pops out and just blasts little electric, and if anything's close by it will start to hit them and chain lightning through them. And to build that up you need speed of light, so when you're using speed of light, that pulsating happens faster. So these two will be really good for not only damaging the boss when you can, but also all the little enemies that he spawns, you'll be able to do big damage to them, potentially kill them, which drops health and ammo and ability stuff for all your teammates. So if you got a couple of bunnies running around, the adds are not going to be that much of a problem. Right, so first and foremost, let's look at the defensive modules that you will need, and the most important one is Toxic Antibody. Now the recommended is like 1800 or something. I went with 2600 increase, because for me I just feel like I should be one step ahead, and honestly it really was noticeable and it really was effective. I rarely died. I don't even think I died in the boss fight. Other than that, increased defense is obviously really good, increased HP is really good, and also as well skill power modifier, so your skill power is increased. Anything else that you could think of to go on here, completely up to you, but definitely above all, toxin resistance, you need this. Now for the weapons you are going to use, it is totally up to you. Now I would usually have gone with my Thunder Cage. It's got slightly less quote-unquote DPS, because that number really doesn't mean anything, but this would have been really good for also killing the little enemies and doing damage to the boss. However, because of these machines that come down and you need to kill them, if I didn't have my maximum power, I needed a weapon that I didn't need to reload very often. With shotguns you have to reload quite often, so I just put this on because I think with the mods that I have on it. I got like 112 bullets, so I don't really need to reload the gun as often. Something that has good range and able to, you know, hit the shoulder pads of the boss to do more damage and then to break them. And then a shotgun if you want to kill things close up or do damage to the boss or to the machines. Now for the mods on these weapons, there are a couple of things that you are going to want. Firearm attack increase, so you do more damage with the weapon. And even though you have it on this weapon, you also need to level up the one for the other ammo types. So over here, I've got another one that I leveled up with only 20% increase for this weapon and this ammo type. Also on this weapon, we have electric enhancement, which adds electric attack equal to 8% of the firearm attack. So the more firearm attack, I get some electric attack as well. And obviously the boss is weak to electric, so this is going to do decent damage. However, I mostly use my machine gun. So it really is just about having something that's long range and can do good damage, and then something close up that you can spray with. That is what I suggest. Also as well with the reactor, your best bet is to get something that is a tingling reactor for Bunny if you are playing Bunny, and make sure that you are able to get all the benefits and all the bonuses possible. So the boss basically isn't too difficult with the moves that he performs. There's nothing really you have to kind of think about. It's just your typical run away, dodge, protect yourself. He will leave huge pools of venom on the floor. Obviously don't run through it. Dodge it, go around it, jump over it, anything you can. Utilize your grapple to get in and out and away. The problem with this boss is that he will hyper focus on one person, and when that one person is you better be running as fast as you can, because he does incredible damage in terms of splash damage. So even if you're hiding behind a wall and he shoots the floor next to you, he is going to hurt you pretty badly. So you just need to be constantly on the run, constantly moving, while the rest of your teammates take advantage of the fact that the boss isn't chasing them. And then when the boss stops chasing you, you then need to be that person damaging the boss while the other person runs away. This is going to be your rinse and repeat method until you get to the point where you have to take down the little machine pylon things. Other than that, he does a couple of moves that leaves kind of like poisonous rocks on the floor. Sometimes these land behind you and you can't see them. Just be aware of your surroundings, especially if you want to get like health and ability regen. You're going to be shooting the little enemies. They can stun you and stop you still. And if you're stuck near one of these, it will do a lot of damage very quickly. But again, very basic. Keep dodging, keep moving while shooting when you can, and let your other teammates do as much damage as they can as well. Hit the weak points, take his shoulders down, all the usual stuff you see from a Colossus. But the real run ender is these pylons. Now there are two ways to handle these pylons. When you destroy one of them, the mortars that the boss drops will double. So your best bet and your safest bet is to send people to all three pylons at the same time. So you have one person go to one person go to the other, and two people go either to one, or one goes to it and then the other person kills all the little enemies around. You then need to shoot down and destroy these machines at a similar time to prevent the mortars from doubling and eventually tripling. However, the problem with this is if you're at level, it's very hard to take one of these down solo. And by the time all three of you get through and kill your little pylon, the boss is pretty much at full HP and full shield again. So you have to go through all the whole fight again, basically. What I found to be more efficient and better, but more risky because of the mortars doubling, is just have as many people go to one of the machines as possible, take it down instantly, run to the next one, take that one down, run to the last one, take that one down. However, when you are in these bubbles, if you don't have an Ajax that's dropped his little bubble above you, you need to be dodging in and out. There'll be little green pools on the floor where he's dropping the mortars. It will absolutely obliterate you. So every time you're running up to shoot one of these things, if you see any green circles on the floor, just dodge out, wait for it to hit, dodge back in, carry on shooting it. This is going to be a tough boss. It's never going to be easy. However, you pick one of two ways to do it. If you're in a team with communication, I think it would be better for you all to just go separate ways and reduce the amount of mortars hitting. For in a public battle, you just got to hope that everyone will join in on the same machine and get it just destroyed. However, just remember, if one of them blows up, then the mortars start to double and double again. So very, very annoying, frustrating boss. I was very, very upset by this one because I was there and it was like, this isn't even difficult. Like, the mechanics of the boss are fine. The damage he does, pretty damaging, but you can deal with it, especially if you have the right resistances. But the fact that you can just get him all the way down to even one hit and then he can get all his health and shield back is utter insanity. So yeah, you just got to keep farming this. Remember the things that I've said in this video. If you know of anyone else, tell them the same thing if you're playing with them, and hopefully then you can get this done. But you do really have to get lucky with the team that you spawn in with. I got extremely lucky. I think I got into a group with 3 other people who had been going through the same thing that I'd been going through. We all knew and figured out the fight, and then we just absolutely obliterated the boss. The time that I did it with them, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, like I was elated. I was more elated than when England just won on penalties when I did this boss. So it's been a good day for me. But anyway, that is the guide for this boss. Keep farming it. Don't lose hope. Just hope that you get a good team and just, you know, do all the things that I said. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you for watching. I've been easynow. You guys have been awesome.